This is a standard access control, and this is electric door strike. And this is reliable, and it works, but it has one massive flaw. You actually have to be here to press a button or scan this RFID chip here. So what if you're stuck on the couch in the backyard or halfway across the world and need to let the delivery driver in? Or what if you just forgot your keys, but you still have your phone with you? Today, we're going to fix that. We are actually taking this dumb access control system and making it brilliant using this tiny powerhouse here. This is a Shelly 1 Mini Gen 3, and it costs less than 20 bucks. Actually, it costs $12.59 at the moment, and it requires 0 monthly fees and fits right inside your existing wall box. Let's get into it. But before we start doing anything, most access control systems like doors, strikes, magnetic locks, and intercoms run on low voltage, usually 12 to 24 DC or AC. But the Shelly 1 Mini can handle this, but always double check your system's voltage and shut down the breaker, or shut off actually the breaker before touching any wires. And yeah, as we're going to use this as a separate device, we're going to use the live and neutral from here, and they're going to be powered by 220 volts. So we need to shut off the breaker of your power source for this one here. But before we start, in the previous video, we covered an option to control with this Shelly 1 Mini Gen 3 to control intercom of your apartment or your building. So if you are also interested in that one, I'll put a link somewhere on the screen so you can watch that as well. And now the first thing, we have to connect this device. As I mentioned, I have two power sources at the moment. So the one that we're going to use for this device, and another one that is 12 volts DC is coming from here. And we are gonna connect this device and this electric door strike here. So let's get into it. I'll just move these a bit, and I'm just gonna check this manual here. So this is a standard access control that you can buy online, and I have good experience with these. I've used a lot of them and without any problems, so it is good. And this one is also waterproof, but doesn't matter. Let's get and connect this one. So according to this manual here, we need the 12 volts DC current here, and we have that power from here, and we have we need actually magnetic lock, and we have to do some wiring here. So let's go and connect these positive ones here. So the first thing here, we can see that we have a black and red. So these are always ground, and positive are actually plus and minus. So we're gonna connect these here. So as I'm gonna need, let me check how many of these plus we need here. So we can check that easily. So the plus we need 1 and 2 times, and also we're gonna provide the lock, and that's okay. I'm gonna use the plus here, and I'm gonna use this WAG connector for the sake of this tutorial. But usually we could just cut these wires isolations and just isolate it with a tape. Okay, so I'll just put it inside of this. So this is gonna be a plus or positive. Okay, this is the 12 volts, and also we're bringing 12 volts from here. So that's our power source, and finally we are bringing the 12 volts to our electric strike here. So I'm gonna just get this, so the three wires here. Okay, and that's gonna be enough for this. So we have input, we have our electric strike plus, and we have a plus for our access control here, and that's the only thing we need here on this side. And on the another side, we need the following. So we need a bit more wires here. So I'm just gonna put the black one here. Okay, like this. Just close it. And then I'm gonna put this blue one that's coming from our main power source. Actually, not main, but 12 volts DC here, and I'm gonna just add it inside, and this device should turn on automatically. Yes, it does. So we see these. And now we need something for the power lock. So we're keeping this blue like this. And we're also having some of these here. And let's check what we actually need more. So we need a purple. Actually, the purple is going to be connected to the COM. It is actually, yeah, just let me bring this. So the purple also goes to the ground here. And we're gonna connect it, and that's the one here. Okay, and the ground goes here. Okay, I just connected it like this here, and I put it this one here because we'll need more for this device here. So that's where I put this one here. Okay, and now we need something else, and that is actually we need to provide this normally open or normally close wire here. So normally close is orange, normally open is blue. This means actually not that this strike is normally open or close. That's some things that at the beginning people miss, but it actually means that the electric circle is closed or open. So if we provide the normally closed here, the strike will be open. So if I just use this orange and just connect it with this blue, like this, just for testing purposes, okay, we're gonna see that it actually opens this circle. If we put it, we are unable to open it. So that means that NC or normally closed. And usually you use this in the magnetic locks. So you want that magnet to be opened. Yeah. And that's it. And we actually need normally closed. That is blue one here. Let's find it. Okay. That's this one here. Just bringing it like this. Or we can use another Wago just to connect these two here. Okay, I'll open it like this. These are really tough. Okay, this one here. Okay, adding a blue. Yeah, this is a bit messy. Okay, closing. And also adding this, we said blue, like this. I'll just add it like this and close. As I said, this is just for demonstrating purposes. I would do it just taping it, cutting the wires and doing the things as you normally do. Okay, these are the things that we actually need right now here. So we have this setup here. As you can see, we have connected all these wires. So basically we needed, yeah, our red and the black, that is plus minus, and we needed a purple one, and we needed the blue one. And that's all 4 wires out of these. How many it is here? Doesn't matter. So this is it for this. And now we're gonna program this device. So usually in the manual, you'll find programming. So programming is actually the access code is 6 nines here. So you have to press star, and we asterisk, and you have press 6 nines, and you have to press hash here. So you'll enter the programming mode. And when inside of the programming mode, we want to add a user. So we can enter the adding user by just clicking, typing 1, and then read a card or this token, and then it will just add it. So let's give it a try. So first thing, star 6 nines, 1 2 3 4 6 hash. Okay, and then we have to press 1, or actually we haven't entered, sorry. Okay, 0 1 2 3 4 5 6, Okay, we have entered, and now we're gonna press 1, and then we are in the programming mode. We are adding users. Then I'll just press it like this, and I'll press this hash here again, and just go out. Okay, and we are waiting for it to start blinking, and that means it is waiting for something. So let's bring this token here and get this door lock opened. Okay, we see it opens for 5 seconds, I believe, and then it's closed. If we put it again, we can open until it just gets to the red. So this is one thing here. So now we have to implement, after successful installation, we have to implement our smart logic here behind this. So this will allow us to have this opened by our phone, as well as the card and the pin that we set here. Okay, so looking at this, we just have to take a look at this wiring here. Is this the one? Yeah. We have to see where is the exit button. So we see the exit button is actually going to the minus here, and it's going to the yellow here. So we have to connect, yeah, to the minus or ground. I'll just add another wire here. Even it's not blue, doesn't matter. I'll just put it for the testing purposes. I don't have any more blue ones. But when we connect this to the yellow, it should open this lock for us. So just picking the yellow wire here among the others. So when we connect it, yeah, it opens, and we can see here that it sent this signal to this device, and it opened it. If we try it again, it will open. We can just give it a try. So it works until it just closes. Okay, now it's closed. So we have to use these wires here to provide this to our Shelly device. So you can do it like this. You can just connect it here. I'll just do that. I'll just connect it this as an input. So this is going to be input of this. So as I mentioned here, we have to take a look at this, the Shelly device. So the secret weapon of this device is input and output terminals. These are dry contacts or potential free. This means the Shelly acts just like a physical light switch. So it simply bridges those two terminals together without sending its own power through them. So this is exactly how your existing wall button works. So you switch it and it just connects two pieces of the wires. And now, yeah, let's see this. So we're just gonna connect it like that. So we need the input. Input is actually our ground here. Okay. Now just tighten it a bit. So I'm always telling this that when you're doing it right, you just have to take a look at these small wires not touching each other, because this is really small here. And as we are just demonstrating this, I'm just putting it like this. And also now we have to connect this one here. And also I could add another one, but I don't have enough of these diode connectors at the moment. I just forgot them. That doesn't matter. I'll just add output like this. So I'll just connect the output part also to this switch. Okay, let me see. Yeah, I added it. And then we're gonna just tighten this as well. And as in the previous video, we are not controlling this Shelly switch using any of the external switches. We're just using their logic here. So I'll just move this a bit. And now we just have to provide the power to it. So I'll just bring it here. I'll just get the main power source. As we tested, there is no electricity inside of it. Okay, and we can proceed with connecting this small device here. So I'll just add live here. Sorry, this looks really messy here right now, but the thing is that we're just doing some demonstrating purposes for demonstrating purposes, and it's not like something that we are building actually and putting inside of the wall or anything else. So I'll just tighten this live wire here. Okay, yeah, these terminals are really small. Yep. I believe you'll do it better than me. And I just have to put this neutral here. Okay, just go inside. And we have it. I can just do it like this. And that's it. We tightened these. We added these here. And we'll just move this terminal a bit here because we are getting the 220 volts to it here. So this is it. We have these here just for something else like doorbell and things like that. Okay, and now, when the hardware is done, we just have to pop the breaker back on and open a Shelly app. So I'll just turn on the Shelly device here, and I'm just gonna bring this Shelly device here. Okay, just a second to find the app. Okay, I'm opening the Shelly app here. I believe you can see it. And yeah, here in the devices, I'm just going down and we can see the intercom test. So the thing is, I already had this device programmed, actually just added it here and added some changes. So the most important thing with this is we want to send an impulse to this device, not to keep it for seconds or more, because it will keep it for 5 seconds or more, depending on what we programmed on it. So we have an option to program how many seconds is this door going to be opened or this electric strike. So we just need to send an impulse from this device here. So to do this, we just go here, the device, press on this device here. That's the one that we are using. We just added the name after we paired it, and we just go to the settings. Inside of the settings, we need a timer here. So I already added the timer. I'll just turn it off. So we can see that we have auto on and auto off. We need the auto off. So when we turn on, it should automatically turn off. So auto off. And we're gonna just put it because it was 3 seconds for the intercom that we tested previously. But now we just have to add it like 1 second and hit save. So it is just going to be a second and that's it. So like an impulse. And let's test this. So I press it. It's going to be a second. It turned off, but this is still working and now it's not. So I'm just gonna, here I'm in front of the doors. I forgot my keys. I want to open the doors. So I'll just click on this. It will open it for me and that's it. And this is one thing. So you're probably asking yourself, why would you use this when you have a pin code here, but this device is with a pin code? What if you have the one that has just its token? Or what if somebody is actually want to enter the house and you just want to let him in before you come home? So you can just go open your app, press this button, open it, and it can open the doors and enter the house for you. Okay, this is it when it comes for wiring these things here. So yeah, for under 15 bucks and 15 minutes of wiring, this is easily one of the best bang for your bucks smart home upgrades you can do. If you run into any questions about your specific wiring setup, drop a comment down below and I do my best to answer as many as I can. Don't forget to hit that like button if this helped you out and subscribe for more practical smart home DIYs. And that's it for this video. See you in the next one. Bye.